Hello and welcome to another edition of TheoryCraft. I'm Ben, that's Jack, and our furry little friend, Boris Johnson. We are two dudes and a furry little guy who like to rant, rave, and ramble all things comic book, sci-fi, or just movie/TV series gone by. For this week, we want to have a look at horror movies that are more cringe than they are horror because of either the sheer plot of it or just because, in terms of today's horror movies, they just don't seem scary, they just seem comical. So, without further ado, let's get ready to run! So, the first one on the list. I am damn sure it's a complete rip-off of the original concept of It, despite the fact that the original It TV/movie series came out after this movie. The book itself came out in 1986. This movie, Killer Clowns from Space, came out in 1988. So it's not an awful lot of years after the book came out. So it's, in my opinion, it's a complete rip-off on the whole concept of space alien clowns. But this movie is definitely something else, to a degree. So let's have a watch, shall we?
It was a night like any other night. Then something happened.
Yeah, it's already got me.
Did you see that? Something different.
Right, so the one thing I want to pick off just straight from before we even see the clowns. Why is it every American horror movie in like the 80s up until probably the late 2000s had all teenagers randomly in a in a park or something in a car? They're not shagging, but it is obvious that they're literally just about to shag.
Yeah, but all had like a cliche of like Hollywood trying to convince us that these teenagers are teenagers despite them looking like 30 years old.
Yes. The comical thing when it comes to all things horror movie or Hollywood as a whole is that they always seem to age down, if that makes sense. So despite the actors being probably in their early 20s to like mid 30s sometimes, they always seem to cast them like 5 to 10 years younger for the character.
Yeah, like take Grease prime example.
Yeah, well, that's it. Like, it's just so bizarre. Like, I understand that certain age groups are difficult to cast because they aren't fully capable, I suppose, mentally to deal with what they are as a role. But then, if that's the point, if you want that age group, kid actors can be quite good at what they do if they get their chance.
Yeah, well, we have the rare cases like Macaulay Culkin, but those are very few and far between.
Well, yeah, I mean, to be fair, this is America as a whole. And at the end of the day, it's never going to be perfect because it's America. Like, they always seem to make mistakes one way or another. But, yeah. So let's continue watching this for a moment just to sort of see how cringy these space aliens are.
It's no shooting star. Why here? Why now? Why clowns?
I'm sorry. I can't give the spaceship just being a spinning top like you get at Christmas out of a cracker.
It's not even that. I mean, the thing is, it's like the...
Boris does not fear clowns nor do I find them funny. It is against KGB law to laugh.
That's very true, Boris. Yeah. It's the fact that the design choice as a whole for these clowns, obviously they're meant to be alien, but it's the design of the head that looks so obscure. Like, it's just like they're so over the top to the point where they don't even look realistic to be alien, if that makes sense.
Yeah, well, this is what you call B-movie magic.
Well, yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, movie magic can only go so far, but it's just an absolute joke half the time when it comes to these sort of films. Like, as we keep on watching this, the one thing I was picking up on this movie is the way that the aliens reproduce is that they're the baby stage or whatever you want to call it. They look like popcorn, okay? As a alien species, they look like popcorn. They then evolve quite rapidly within 24 hours into the clown form. It's just like, okay, fair enough. But the way that they reproduce is by siphoning off energy from other people, which they then put into a cocoon, which looks very similar to cotton candy, which is also known as candy floss here in the Americas, the UK.
Okay, yeah, because that makes perfect sense.
I mean, to be fair, it's a horror movie. Like, horror movies never make full sense, regardless. But the biggest loophole in this entire thing is that their only weakness is being shot in their nose, which is this big red bulbous thing.
Oh, for God's sake, I quit.
Yeah, but the thing is, the way that they die is that they get shot in the nose. The nose explodes into confetti, and then they start spinning in a circle like hyperspeed, and then explode into pure light. What the fuck? Like, what the absolute fuck is this?
Yeah, you can tell now because of like since we've been doing this for so long, Ben, and definitely Boris don't give a crap about the YouTube police anymore with the language.
Oh God, no! We may as well just swear to the hell of it, because at the end of the day, we've been trying this for about a year now, and we're only halfway, if not a quarter of the way, of where we want to be. But there we go.
Let's carry on with this masterpiece.
They've been knocking dead all over the universe.
What are you gonna do? Knock my flop off?
So that bit there is brilliant.
I've deliberately not watched this. I've deliberately not looked at any of the links you gave me because I wanted to look this reaction to be genuine. But
thing is, like, they cut that scene because of it being the trailer, but that little alien literally just knock his head off, like clean off, and it lands in the trash can in the movie.
Oh my God.
But it's the voice of the guy. It sounds so sarcastic, and yet he's meant to be a biker gang member. It doesn't sound real. I don't know if it's just me, but it just sounds really, really fake. Like, it sounds like the guy either doesn't know how to act or just doesn't want to act because it's that bad a movie.
Yeah.
I mean, we've only got like about a minute left on this one, so let's...
Soon they'll be doing it at a theater near you.
Killer clowns from outer space.
It's...
Sorry, just that little bit when he pops his head.
I know. That's what I find. I don't think these clowns ever speak. Like, obviously, because they're alien, the chances of them actually speaking English would be an absolute godsend. But it's the fact that they all... I don't know if it's me, but they all sound like Goofy from Disney going... Yuck. It's just... I mean, like, you got... In that clip, you got one of them that's... I think it's meant to be an invisible motorbike, and it runs the car off the road.
Yeah.
And then you got the one that does the shadow puppets that then eats people. In that scene, it eats the people, but then it transforms them into the baby popcorn versions of the alien species.
Oh, for God's
sake. It's just like... I mean, the worst part of it all is this film actually had a sequel as well. And I swear, whoever came up with this movie was just not fully there. Like, it was definitely on something like Moxie or some mind-altering drug to a degree. I mean, let's just watch the last bit of this and then, yeah.
that. Maybe they're just cruising through the galaxy and stopped here for a bite to eat.
You don't need a police, pal. You need a psychiatrist. They want to play games? They're messing with the wrong guy.
What are you in for?
Killer clowns from outer space.
This is turned into like a try not to laugh thing.
It really is. Like, it's just.
I think why?
It was like I said earlier. I'm just pretty sure it was down to the fact that because there was the book of It that came out 2 years prior to this movie, that somebody just wanted to jump on the bandwagon before they even made it into a movie, and pretty much just screwed it up in the end.
Oh Jesus!
But let's have a look. So for the next one on our list, we got two variations of a very, very, very weird movie called The Blob. Now, do you want to go for the original one, which was 1958, or do you want to go for the remake, which was done in 1988?
Oh, let's go original.
Original. Right. Okie doke.
Dave! Doc Hallen's been killed.
Doc Hallen, what happened?
It's over at his place. You gotta come now.
Oh, wait a minute, Steve. Tell us what happened.
Well, I'm trying to tell you. Now, this thing had killed the doc.
Well, what was it?
Stop with it, kid. But it's kind of like a mass that keeps getting bigger and bigger.
Every one of you watching this screen, look out. Because soon, very soon, the most horrifying monster menace ever conceived will be oozing into...
Right. It's just, I mean, I know obviously this is 1950s. It's the typical radio like narrator voice in the background. I love the pure cringe of it. But it's also, you watch these actors, you can tell they have no idea or concept of how to act yet, because obviously TV had been around not very long. Like the whole concept of movie and film where there was actual audio has been about 20 years, give or take, because
something like that.
But it's watching the special effects. And it's also, if you like looking at the bit where the guy goes into the police station, it's so funny how you can tell the female character is obviously got a line, probably the only line she'll ever have in the entire movie. But she's waiting eagerly to say it, but she doesn't know how to like do anything. Yeah. And it's just like there's such a big gap between like discussions. You can tell that they obviously filmed it completely separate, but it's just so staggered, like the whole conversation between the cop and the guy, and it's just
I don't know if it was like the films back then or just leading up like past the 70s or whatever, but it just seems for any of these films, no matter if they're monster B movies or whatever, it just, can you act as over the top as you possibly can? Like,
yes.
It just seemed like that in all these old films for some reason. Am
It's
I the only one who's noticed?
No, I call it the Will Shatner syndrome, where you literally overreact. Like, we have to get to somewhere. Like it's
beat me up, Scotty.
Mr. Spock to warp drive. But it's a very weird way of acting, and yet it lasted for so long until someone probably clocked one day, we don't actually talk like this. Why are we acting like this? But it's the fact that the blob in this, at least in this shot, it just looks like someone just got, it probably was, but it was probably a jar of jam, or for those of you in America, Jell-O, and just shoved it through the air vents. And then
although at least they're using practical effects, though.
There is that. I mean, this is the thing. This is why I love older movies, because they had to make the special effects. It wasn't like just pure CGI.
CGI or anything. It wasn't even a thing then.
But it's also because obviously this color TV wasn't that. old at that point. It was only about 3 years
No,
old, I
but, like,
think.
there's a lot of films like right up until like into the 60s and even the 70s were filming in black and white, even when color existed, because it was just a way of like dodging. It was just a way of dodging around like the color schemes and like maybe costume and so on. And it kind of just like for horror films, especially, we're using it right the way up into the 70s.
Well, this is it. I mean, it's because back then, I don't think they even had the right technology to colorize everything, because everything looks so off. Like,
And like the contrast is like turned up so high, and the saturation is way up high as well.
Yeah. But let's keep on watching, because I'm sure it'll get worse.
To this theater.
Wait, if it's a blob, how does it crawl?
Well, how does it move full stop? But
Or like the blob, this is probably what I would call my workout DVD.
it's just like the whole concept of the blob makes me laugh, because it's just literally absorbs random things and it just grows and grows and grows, and like it just devours this entire town. And then I think by the end of the movie, it just devours the entire earth, and that's how they leave it on a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
But it's just because the thing is as well, if we have a quick look, if I can go back a second, there we go. So I wonder whether that's actually an actual movie theater that they literally got a big barrel of gunk and poured through, or whether they scaled it down and
That's
just
what I was
zoomed
about
in.
to say. I'm wondering if they were doing the like the Thunderbirds Captain Scarlet Puppet approach, where they were like scaling down movie sets.
Yeah, but then
That's
to
the
be
only way I
fair,
think you can achieve something like this.
I don't know, because if you look at the detail of the photos, like there's no way back then they could print something small enough to be that detailed.
I don't know.
Like, it almost looks like they're being attacked by silly putty. That's what I love about this.
Yeah.
The killer silly putty.
Two teenagers see it first, like a falling.
And again, this is
two teenagers.
This is literally it. Like every single American horror movie is two teenagers just going out for a shag in the woods. Just.
And well, we were just roasting the broomstick, and this blob came. And I don't mean the other one, the other blob.
It's just such a typical American approach that all horror movies start in the woods because of two teenagers.
Yeah.
Oh Christ. I don't know. It's just
cliched.
It is beyond cliche, but it's such a funny concept.
Star from outer space.
Boy, that was close. Hey, come on, I want to see if I can find it.
And there we go. There is another typical horror movie trope.
It might be dangerous. Let's go straight towards it.
Yes. But the funny thing is, as well, it's like back in it was around this time in like America, they always had those like weird health and safety videos of like what not to do and stuff, and yet never go and investigate something that just randomly plops into the forest. Never came to their mind.
No, apparently not.
Oh, I do love the stupidity of these movies.
An old man finds it.
What the fuck? Look at the man. Look at the old man. Like,
Oh.
I don't know if it's me, but the old man looks like someone that's been mocked up for someone to be part of Spitting Image.
I don't know.
His head doesn't look right.
Like when I'm coming back from work in the evenings, when I'm walking past Weatherspoons and I see the locals in there.
But more to the point, why would you pick up a stick that's got something random and sticky on it? Like, so yeah. I'm trying to word this without it being too R-rated, but why I can't say it with a straight face. Why would you pick up a piece of wood that was really sticky?
I can't think cope.
It's just, you know what I just thought? He almost looks like Boris Johnson's dad. Like
Boris?
not our Boris, like Boris Johnson, like the Prime Minister. Right, I'm getting the RSPCA on you. You just abused Boris.
Nah, he's Russian. He's tough as hell.
Touches it, and this is the shocking result.
I mean, the thing is, you can tell obviously.
Wait, what happened?
Well, I think what they did is they must have filmed it in reverse, so it was literally just whatever the slime was that he just literally flipped his hand, and so it would slowly trickle downwards. But it's just the like, how I'm trying to figure out how fast does a piece of blob move.
I don't know, unless it's like buckets of Vaseline, I don't know, and CVA glue, and some food coloring.
From then on, there's no stopping the blob as it spreads from town to town. It's indestructible. It's indescribable. Nothing can stop it.
This town is in danger.
How can it be stopped? Mob hysteria sweeps one city before.
So
this town is in danger. Yeah.
But the thing is, like, you watch at the speed of people running. There's a woman in heels. Obviously, you can't run that quick, but everyone else is like at barely a jogger's pace. Not to be funny, but if there was something that terrifying that happened here in the UK, I would be running full pelt despite my dodgy hip. I would be running like Usain Bolt just to get out of it.
Yeah. Just oh my god. If we ever had a film like this here, anybody watching in America or in the future, we would have like a similar film called The Blob, except it would just be called The Marmalade.
Yeah. Oh, we just get Paddington Bear to fix it. He loves marmalade.
Yeah.
Along the nation, and then the world could fall before the blood-curdling threat of the Blob.
Starring Steve McQueen.
No, I didn't realise that. Good God. The fact that Steve McQueen was in this, and then, of course, he was in... oh, God, what was it? The Great Escape.
Yeah.
But it's so weird, like... I don't know. I don't know if it's a mixture of bad writing then, or if it was just the fact, like I said earlier, about someone obviously didn't know what acting was technically when it came to filming, because it's completely different to when you're at a play. But God, this movie is just something else. Do you want to have a look at the newer one as well?
Yeah,
or
go for it. Let's see if it's any better. This masterpiece, possibly Nightmare.
I don't know.
On Blu-ray, yeah, because we need that in our lives, don't we?
If it had a mind, you could reason with it.
See, at least they toned down the narration, but I'm still a bit curious why the blob is pink. Like, of all the colours, why does it have to be pink?
I don't know.
But it looks a bit better, because at least you get a shot of it in the asteroid instead of it just being on a random piece of wood.
If it had a body, you could shoot it.
It's just so stupid.
It's the screams.
If it had a body, you could shoot it if you had a brain.
The screams remind me of the sound effect that they use in Star Wars for all the TIE fighters when they go. But it's also this close-up shot. I don't know. Is it meant to be a piece of cloth? What? It's like it's trying to push through something. But
I don't know. I can't tell. I was trying to figure that out.
If it had a heart, you could kill it.
It's a bit more effort, at least.
Yeah, but it starts the same premise that it's a crazy old man in the woods that finds it.
Yeah, where's the two teenagers?
Well, no, because I don't know if it's... We haven't seen two teenagers yet. But it's also the teenager we've seen so far is a guy with a mullet on a motorcycle, the most typical 80s aesthetic.
No, God.
Now, man is no longer the supreme being on this planet.
The organism is growing at a geometric rate. By all accounts, it's at least 1,000 times its original mass.
Nobody believes me about what happened tonight.
What did happen?
You were there, you saw.
Okay, right. I have a bit of an issue. The blob is meant to absorb everything in its path, right? So why is it kicking the table and chairs out of the way? Why not just absorb the table and chairs to get bigger and then devour the people quicker?
I don't know. Maybe the budget? I don't know. Maybe it's aware of the budget.
I don't know.
Esmic life form that hunts its prey.
Right, we got the two teenagers in the woods. Are they going to start shagging?
Predator.
I want that organism alive.
I think you ticked it off.
Like,
it's just the typical, just like action for the sake. Oh my God, I can't. I don't know.
it's the bit where the guy, you don't even see anything grab him, but he's somehow flung into the sink, and then you just get a shot of where it just goes dink. Like, is that the blob expanding or what?
I don't know. You can't tell.
It's just... Right, so that answers the question. It was just literally the aesthetic of trying to do the title, but what was it meant to be behind? Because it looks like it's sheet metal, but it's not.
I can't.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. No idea. No
Not a clue.
bloody clue.
Not a clue. Moving on.
Oh, Christ in heaven. So, let's go a bit more modern day, shall we? Shall we go for the Krampus one? Because Krampus in itself just is such a bizarre concept of a horror movie.
So, Rob. Basically, for anybody who doesn't know what Krampus is, it is basically a Christmas demon, and that's all you need to know.
Yeah, it's basically...
I must stop Christmas from coming.
Basically in Norwegian mythology, they got this thing where...
a Norwegian horror film, a horror version of The Grinch.
Pretty much.
Yeah, basically.
Pretty much. But let's have a look at this.
It's the most wonderful time of
to get
the
copyright
year.
struck.
With the kids jingle belling
Merry
and
Christmas!
everyone telling
Looks like Martha Stewart threw up in here.
This is delicious, honey.
It's a little dry.
Well, mine's delicious.
Mine's dry.
Do you want to trade?
Okay,
Where's
so...
he from? What series is he in? I've seen him in a lot of stuff.
So the guy with the hair is in Parks and Rec, I know that much. And the guy with no hair, he was in Anchorman, and he's also been in Goldbergs.
Yes, yeah.
But, like, obviously, it's so over-the-top Christmas. I love the fact that they showcase just how bad it is in America, because over here in the UK, we never really have much in the way of bad Christmas shopping experiences, because we have this wonderful concept called queuing. But in America, you all fight for yourselves and hope for the bloody best. But
yeah. Well, now since the worldwide situation, now we're all fighting each other over toilet paper. This is how far our species has come.
what a load of crap.
What a load of crap.
Dear. But, yeah.
It's
Christmas. It's Christmas. It's Christmas.
I do love the fact that they showcase the idea that Christmas, in America at least, is a stressful time of year and not about family, despite the fact it should be.
Yeah.
with those holiday greetings and
Oh god, the kid's done it. He's torn up his Santa list, even though he's way too old to believe in Santa.
how we were going to survive Christmas with 12 people stuck in a house with no heat and no electricity.
Sounds like a horror movie plot where they eat each other and there's one that survives.
Food. There's plenty of leftovers, Howard.
Beer it is. It's the weirdest thing. There's no cars, no people.
How long can this keep up?
We heard something on the roof.
What the hell is this?
Saint Nicholas is not coming this year. Instead, a much darker, ancient spirit.
Those are hooves. Elk or a goat?
What kind of goat walks on its hind legs?
His name is Krampus.
Right, so
I am not. So, just very quickly, the way they show it in the trailer is nothing like what the film actually is. The film is it's complete dog crap. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
it's rubbish.
Yeah, but that's the way that trailers work, is that they draw you in and then it's like, oh crap. But the one thing I want to say, I'm no expert when it comes to footprints, and I doubt the average Joe is. How does he know it's the hind legs? Not to be funny, but it's
good point.
footprints.
I didn't spot that. Good point.
Like, unless you are randomly a zoologist, which I highly doubt this guy is, how the hell do you go, oh, they're the hind legs? How does he stand on his hind legs? Like, it's footprints. Like,
What you expected, like the spirit of Steve Irwin just to jump in and go, crikey, that's the hind legs of a fucking cow.
Oh, God.
He and his helpers did not come to give, but to take.
Okay, another typical horror movie thing. The car doesn't work.
Of
No
course
shit,
it doesn't
Sherlock.
work. Why would it?
Oh, God. That's the one thing that always bugs me when it comes to horror movies is, oh, the car doesn't work. Right. So we're just going to sit here and let the thing take us.
There's a
Or,
little something called emergency services.
well, I wouldn't say that. I was just going to say just leg it or find something inside to use as a weapon. Because,
And
not to be
surely you
funny,
would have neighbours?
unless the Krampus thing has literally got everybody within 5 minutes, you'd be screwed anyway.
Yeah.
Everybody, hold on to each other.
He is the shadow of Saint Nicholas.
Oh my
It's
God.
Christmas. Nothing bad's gonna happen.
Oh,
Yeah.
typical cliche. Oh, nothing bad will happen this Christmas. No, of course not. Why
Of
would
course
it?
not. I don't.
This film is one of the biggest pieces of crap I've ever seen. You don't need to watch the film, people. You don't need to watch it.
This is why I don't like horror movies, because they're so cliche, and the only thing that more often not actually saves them if there's an actual decent plot twist. But the problem is that all plot twists have pretty much been done now to the point where they become cliche as well.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think there's been a genuinely unique horror movie for the past 10, maybe 15 years other than this one.
Well, there is one in this list which attempted it, but the basis, you don't need to watch the film. All you got to do is just read the title. That's it.
Yeah, which is Truth or Dare.
Oh, I hate this thing so much. I hate it.
Are you aware that Olivia is in love with your boyfriend?
No, she's not.
Can you stop?
Penelope.
Dare.
Make out with Olivia.
Let's get this party started.
Tight.
Carter.
Truth.
So it's the look on him already. He looks like an absolute douchebag. Like, I mean, I've not watched the movie. Jack told me the whole premise of the movie is basically this guy lures them to where they are, they get cursed, and pretty much that's where it goes.
And what's the curse? The curse is truth or dare, and if they don't do the dare, then they die. If they don't tell the truth when they're asked about truth or dare, then they also die.
So
that's basically it.
So the thing is, I can fix that whole logic within 5 minutes. Unless you have got anyone you genuinely hate, I would never want to get someone stuck in this loop of a curse. Therefore, I would just literally make sure I find a quiet place to myself and let the time run out so then no one else could get cursed.
Yeah, but then the premise alone is so stupid because then when it comes around to the next person's turn, like one of them gets taken over by this demon who gets taken over by a demon that for some reason has a Facebook filter on it, which gives them a smiley face, which just goes, shut up. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it.
Yeah, but we'll see that in just a second.
What are your intentions with our sweet Olivia?
I needed to find someone with friends that I could trick into coming here. I could tell Olivia was an easy target. I brought you all up here because I'm okay with strangers dying if it means I get to live.
What the hell?
The game's real. Okay, wherever you go, whatever you do.
The one thing I will say is that actress seems to be in every sodding horror movie, and yet she never seemed that interesting.
I thought she looked a bit familiar after seeing her face again. I was thinking, what's she been in recently?
She's been in so many different horror movies, and yet I never find her that intriguing. Like, she just seems a bit...
I think I remember when this film came out, but it went to DVD like stupendously quickly.
Yes, because nobody... Well, it flopped so quick in the cinema that nobody was interested.
Yeah.
It'll find you. You okay?
Yeah. Something really weird has been going on ever since Mexico.
Oh.
Now, that is just... I don't know if that's meant to be underlining racist or what, but why did it have to be Mexico?
Yeah, why? I don't like it.
Come on.
I'm serious. I'm seeing things.
Truth or a dare.
There you go, that's what...
I
just...
I hate this thing so much.
I just, like... The choice of that is just... Why?
Why the Facebook filter? Why? Or the Instagram filter?
See, what I would have done personally is that if they wanted to stick to the vibe that it was based in Mexico, they could have linked it to the idea of the Aztecs, if that makes sense.
Yeah, the Aztecs, Mayans, yeah.
So you could have to some weird degree, there's like a Aztec Mayan spirit that followed them around that had to force them to do whatever of the two things.
Yeah.
That would have been so much better as an aesthetic instead of basically the Joker's wife there.
Yeah.
Like, what the...
Yeah, which funny enough, talking of which, look.
Oh god, here we go, what? Okay, right. Anyway,
Dare. I know it sounds insane.
Just a little.
This fine young lady here dared me to show you my...
So, the thing is, this guy here is in a series called The Goldbergs, and he plays basically a friend / boyfriend to the main family. The fact that he obviously thought that this was going to be his big break in movies, and yet it didn't happen because he's still in the TV series.
Yeah, well, hopefully it worked out for you since then.
My business.
Seen it before, not impressed. Carter said, tell the truth or you die. Do the dare or you die.
Refuse to play. You know what? Screw this. And you die.
What? The thing is, it's so over the top, this CGI. But why do they make his eyes look so massive as well?
I don't know.
It's
Facebook
like
filters again.
it's just so weird.
Die.
We're not playing the game. It's playing us.
So what do we do?
Only choose truth.
Marky's constantly cheating on Lucas.
Like, see, this is what I don't like about this horror movie to a degree, is how inconsistent the concept of its own thing is. Because you see, like, that if they don't play it, they get forced to. One of them ends up being branded by the, like, signature of Truth or Dare, which makes sense. But then she keeps refusing to play it, and then the random people in the room look like they've been possessed to force her to do it, but they're not possessed, it's just in her mind.
Pretty much.
Like, pick one or the other. You can't, it just, like, what?
Stick with the concept and its rules, but don't flip-flop.
I hate flippy floppers.
Lucas, wait. I'm sorry. Touch me again and I'll break.
Right. So I'm assuming in that point it's like she touches her to pass it on?
Not exactly, no. It's just like, it's really weird. Like, even the person-to-person thing, that's not consistent either. It just flip-flops when it wants to.
Right.
That hand.
Truth.
That's not how this works. Only the game decides.
So then what was the damn point?
Yeah, so like basically saying everybody pick truth, but then they can only pick truth for a certain amount of times, but then they have to do dare, but it doesn't make sense.
And then it somehow transfers through the phone as well, of course.
Because iPhone, I give up.
Break Olivia's hand.
You have to do it.
Look, as pissed as I am at you right now, there's no way I'm gonna break your hand.
No, you don't really have a choice. God, just do it.
This game is too smart.
Half the people in this photo are now dead.
We need to find what started all this.
How do we get out of this game alive?
You can't. It only ends when all the players are dead. And your turn's next.
Dare me to choose which one of you to kill.
I hate this thing so much.
It just, when I first saw this trailer, when it first came out, it just didn't intrigue me because it just looked so...
Yeah, it's just like, you're basing it around a stupid kids game that we played when we were younger.
Basically, I think the only reason it came about is because obviously Jumanji came back out not long before this, where it was based on and this is why I hate Hollywood, because they don't have any genuine ideas. They just
piggyback off what other people are doing.
Exactly, and at the end of the day, we are going to get to the point where nobody has any genuine original ideas.
Yeah, which I think is another thing we could discuss at some point as well.
I mean, the thing is as well is, like, apparently there's going to be a chapter 3 of the It movies, and it's meant to serve as a prequel. It's like, for God's sake, just let it go.
Just
like,
move on.
Like, the concept of It is a brilliant idea, but unless you know the full extent to the entire thing, like most Stephen King books, it has a really good premise, and then towards the end, it just nosedives to something random just to end it all.
Just if you have, like, the first film, a sequel, then I think a third film can be excused, but anything beyond that is just a cash grab for me.
Yeah, no,
Like
totally
Star Wars,
agree.
very good example.
Well, this is it, but I don't know. It's just so obscure. It really is. But let's have a look further on into this list. So, we got Attack of the Killer Tomatoes, Critters, Extra, or Rubber.
I was going to say rubber. Yeah, not that kind of rubber.
Killer Tomatoes?
Yeah, go for it. Thought Rotten Tomatoes finally got their own film.
Well, this film was... when was it? 1978.
Oh, okay. I've never actually heard of this.
Oh, God, it's...
I've never
Prepare
heard
you-
this, so this is going to be new.
Prepare yourself.
Across this great nation, almost everyone has been affected in one way or another by this terrible tomato onslaught. Mrs. Williams, I understand your husband is missing.
Yes.
Do you think
he
he's
is.
dead?
Well,
Will you miss him?
Hang on. I love when news reporters like do this. I'm not sure if it's very much in real life. You know, they're just standing next to like this woman whose house has been blown down. They're just like, Miss Lawrence, all your family is dead. How do you feel? You know, just
It's more to the point. Again, it's this whole premise of acting that the guy knows how to deliver his lines, but the woman doesn't have a word of edgeways of knowing what to say
I
or
don't
do.
freaking know.
But it's just it's just so
Not even what,
stupid.
16 seconds in, I'm already ripping the crap out of this.
Will you marry again?
Out of all things you could have asked.
See, she could have gone, "What are you offering?"
Well, he could be laying in a ditch somewhere, like with both his legs broken, calling your name. You will have to find another man, you know. You're no.
It's so unbelievably sexist, and this is the late part of the 70s.
Oh my god, you can tell
Lives
the
are
sexism
shattered.
still right.
The nation is in chaos. Death and destruction sweeps the country. Foursquare Productions presents
I
perhaps
love
the
the-
funniest film
I
ever made.
love the cliche that it's all just screaming women. You know?
Yeah. And the look on his face is like, what the fuck is her problem?
Hey, attack! Killer tomato! Attack of the killer tomatoes. You've never seen a film like it.
I give up now. I give up.
See, the thing that I love, okay, is the fact that there was a prop company that had to make these tomatoes, and then all they ever did was fling them down the road. I mean, could you imagine putting it on your like acting CV that you took part in a horror movie where you had to run away from giant killer tomatoes?
Yeah, can you imagine? Yeah, can you imagine that? I was like, "Hi, is this Universal Studios?" Oh, like I've got doing a film about tomatoes. And I got a question to ask you.
Oh God.
This is the incredible story of the world's ultimate disaster. Vicious
I don't know. Have you seen who they had as president for the past 4 years?
Yow!
man-eating tomatoes grow to monstrous proportions. Faced with this,
It's the same guy that just, I don't know if this guy's meant to be a journalist or just some random schmuck, but I think he's meant to be the main protagonist or something.
unprecedented menace, the president calls upon...
Right, so...
Alright, so he's meant to be the president.
Suppose. So then that begs the question, what was he doing in that hotel?
I don't know.
Mason Dixon, special agent. Aided by his trusty sidekick, Dixon...
I don't know. In the hotel, maybe he was doing a George W. Bush. I did not have sex with that one. Was it? No.
It's more to the point that his trusty sidekick is not intelligent enough to ditch the parachute and run quicker that way.
Oh, for God's sake.
It's just like...
Begins to unravel the terrifying mystery.
Wait, hang on. Wait, hang on a minute. Are you joking? Are you having a laugh?
Of the deadly tomatoes. Dixon is getting close. Too close for some.
Apparently Dixon is getting close.
Or something.
What? What's the... Right, not to be funny. That's a Colt 45, I think. I'm not
Yeah.
clued up on guns, but he's got to be at least a good mile away from who he's trying to shoot, which is the president. I'm no expert, but I doubt the gun could fire that precise and still miss. And just like the gun itself would barely. I don't know how far the bullet would travel, but it couldn't travel that far and manage to hit somebody that easily, but still miss him.
I don't know. I'm not a gun expert or enthusiast. I wouldn't know.
Three people get shot and the president doesn't run. He's just strolling down the street like, oh yeah, I'm investigating these killer tomatoes, and oh, someone's died there, and that one, and that one. Oh, it must be my lucky day.
The president wouldn't just be walking around like that in just broad daylight. He would have a whole team of security with him.
There's that too.
Who could it be? The girl reporter? The ad executive? The press secretary?
Just what? What?
Excuse me. I love the randomness of choosing between a woman, the press secretary, and the journalist.
Or does it go higher? Join Mason Dixon in a race against time as he...
That's all he ever does, is he's just strolling through like, I'm the president, I can do this, I gotta investigate.
battles to save the world from the...
Oh, good grief, he's actually running.
...threat of nature's perfect eating machine. The...
Yeah, I was just about to say. Oh my god. Oh Christ.
Killer tomato.
Now, I'm wondering how the hell did they throw it hard enough for it to keep going in a straight line, or whether it's got tied to a piece of invisible string and it's being like pulled really, really quickly, like a fishing line.
I think so. It's just a guy at the end of the road like this. Like with just a fishing line.
God.
Ain't no time to make a fuss.
And then you just have a random assortment of army men singing just because. Oh God.
You can tell this is this movie Grace is not giving a shit.
Just what the hell is this movie?
What is going on? I'm lost. What's going on?
But so you hear the gunshot and then you push it down, but it's like there's such a delay. Now this, how the hell did they get away with this and nobody got hurt?
Oh, that guy would have got his head chopped off, surely.
Well, his hat came off. Of course.
Because boobs, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, man. It's just like, it makes me laugh that you have to have a random scene of a woman in a bikini being attacked by a tomato in the ocean, just because. And then he's just like, the guy just goes, tomato. And everyone's like, ah!
Attack of the killer tomatoes. You've never...
What the fuck?
Okay, I actually weirdly want to watch this film.
Never seen anything like it.
Oh God, the music itself reminds me of the Pink Panther, though.
Oh, it's just proper like 70s, like
Yes.
early 80s stuff. It's brilliant. I love it.
Oh, it's just... Oh, Christ in heaven. Right, so we got a couple more to go through. We've either got Critters, Extro, or Rubber.
Oh, let's go for Rubber. Classic.
Oh, God. I think this is a remake because I couldn't find the original. So I think this is more of a remake version of it. We're literally 34 seconds in. I can't find how this is terrifying, and you're just in hysterics. I wish I could have found the original trailer, because the original movie was like back in the 50s.
Out of all the ones on this list, why did this get me?
What was it? The little tire, or was it called because it's called Robert?
It's a Meet Robert, the little.
Oh.
Oh, you're in trouble, Robert.
Right, not to be funny, but if you were a killer tire, why would you stop for the frigging police? Also, why did he go? Why not just like literally go backwards? Because like, how can you tell what's the front end and the back end of a tire?
What does it matter? Oh god.
I'm lost. I'm so lost. Like, the tire just literally turns, looks at the cop looks at the camera, you hear a snake rattle, and his head explodes.
Oh my god.
Why doesn't the tire go back, build up some speed, and crash through the screen and kill him that way?
I don't know.
I digress. Hang on, where did he come from?
Wait a minute, is that the same actor?
No, I think it might have been, but he just doesn't have the tash. But when you look, I swear, let's have a look. Let's have a look. Where is it? Yeah. Okay, so there is two of them in the car. I thought there was only one of them in the car. That's why.
Right, yeah.
That's why it flummoxed me.
Yeah.
Okay, so we.
Everybody, this is what our killer looks like.
Tire.
I mean, when someone reviewed this, they literally have the right caption for this, because I think this film, being a remake, is more like a piss take of the original than anything else.
Yeah.
But it's just so wonderfully bad, it's good. Seedy motel, a woman in an unbelievably short skirt who's just about to go in the shower. Oh, I'll go kill her. Why? Just why?
What brand of tire?
Probably brand.
What? She asked what brand of tire. If you see a tire that is rolling about on its own, I don't give a damn if it's Michelin tires or what. It's a killer tire.
And listen.
Why? Why the rattlesnake sound? I don't understand it. I don't get it. Like, why?
Who cares?
Yes. Is it black?
Oh, for God's sake. For God's sake. Did I hear that right?
Yeah, we're moving on from that one because I think that's something we can't.
We're gonna skip over that.
Yeah.
I'm starting to like it.
Door just.
I know what's coming.
It's open.
Come on, be a good boy. Blow my head off.
It's literally, they mocked up a mannequin to look like her. They put a speaker on her, on the mannequin,
Was
to
it gonna
entice,
arouse the tire or something?
basically to entice the tire to blow the mannequin's head off, thinking it's her, and then they can trap the tire.
Again.
It's just like...
You get one of you guys with a flamethrower, just
I am so lost.
Anybody there?
How did the tire turn the shower on? How?
Weirdos.
Why? Why?
See, the thing is, okay, this isn't even the trippiest of all of these horror movies, okay? But it's the fact that it's such a piss take of the original. I don't even know what they were attempting with this. Like, I really don't. It's just...
Right, and with that, Ben, I've actually got to shoot in a few minutes because I've got to go for my Rona test.
Yeah, not a problem at all, but...
So it does mean I'll probably have to come back later on to do the rest of the two.
Yeah, no worries. We can continue this on later on, but...
Yeah, when I get back.
Oh my Christ. This is definitely a list to remember.
Sorry, Boris.
Yeah. So, for the moment, folks, this is just part way through of today's stream. There'll be hopefully some more later on, and it will be uploaded to YouTube at some later date.
And
so,
I'm gonna have to recover from that last one.
Yeah, I think we need a bit of time and a bit of a breather to clear our heads. So,
yes.
Thanks for joining us so far. We'll be back later on, and stay safe.
Right, see you later.